Welcome back to Stationeers, episode 3 of my brutal start playthrough on the moon. Stationeer difficulty and altered time speed. We're not having a 20-minute day, but a 200-minute day. So time scale is not 0.3, but 0.03. For whatever reason, the source code was gone. I had to fix some things up before I started the recording today. And so I also already took the opportunity to make a deep miner and place this wall here. So when I come in, I hopefully remember to open my helmet. And also I wrote some things down that I want to make happen. So let's start with those. This video is not edited at all, and so things will be jerky and misspelly and all of that stuff. Too bad I don't have the scrubber yet, and I just saw that I don't have the resources either to make it. But before I go out and do some mining again, I thought maybe we can just solve that with the deep miner in the future.
Jetpack
Didn't
critical.
yet make the centrifuge. Or the spray paint gun for that matter. Maybe we should have done that first, huh? And the tools. Yeah, let's do the spray paint gun. Yeah, the plants should be fine, even though the script is new and the counter is kind of reset. Will it work even? I didn't test this yet. So plans. I thought the deep miner might be well placed down there on some box platform, and then we would have some stairs. Aha, that lead us down there. Should maybe first feed. Has it seeded? Nope. It's thriving. Didn't I have some lights in here already? Not yet, Well, it's still kind of close to the beginning of the playthrough. Okay. Spray paint gun. So the power out here, where is that coming from? Is there a cable? Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah, I can't even fly right now. The jetpack is empty. But at least there are enough oxygen reserves. Here. I just made, episode 1, I made it this little box room. There's some chute system here with input and output, so I toss in the ice and it will melt in there because it is being touched by atmosphere that is not below zero. And so I have a mixture in here that's not clean, but it's clean enough for me to breathe. I even have nitrogen filters here. So the canister doesn't hold very long. Maybe I should just
Air tank critical.
refill it while we're at it. Spray gun, that would be here, I guess. Spray gun, what do we need? Steel, invar, silicon. Tall order. Okay, do I really not have enough steel to make that stupid spray gun now? I do not have. ridiculous. But that's what it is. Okay. Let's ignore this then for now. Man, if only we had infinite resources in such a game, right? I mean, not in a playthrough, but calculation-wise. It would be very cool if when you turn this thing on, the display would shine a little here on the ground. But it doesn't. That age will come. Certainly. Mining drill heavy. Tool belt. Let's spray everything. Where did I throw the crowbar? It's a crowbar, not a throwbar. Where is it? Oh, here. Did you just see that? I think I started the progress bar with one thing and completed it with another. That's not a proper user interface. Yep, that's what happened. It should of course interrupt that as soon as I switch to a different thing. How full is my welding torch when we're at it? Uh-huh. One megapascal. That's not too many megapascals, so I need to deal with that problem also. Good. I like some challenges. I mean, that's half the game, right? Well, well, well. Where do we start? Hypothetically with resource acquisition, which is the deep miner then. I think that should be the first thing on the agenda, so I don't have to keep running out and mining, which I might have to do anyway. But then I will have to do that less. Is the plan. Could I maybe make the advanced tablet, because the plant analyzer will be needed more, I guess? Right, tablet is electronics printer. Ah, nice not to have the flashlight on this whole time. Have you noticed, by the way, the flashlight has a slightly greenish, cyanish tint. I recognized that months ago when I started editing thumbnails for the YouTube videos, and usually remove that tint a bit for better looks. Yeah, it's good that it has this, I mean, there's some kind of ugly aspect in it, I think. And that's good, because the idea is use beautiful light instead. Look, here. I will flip that around a few times. Oh, can't see that. Let's do this here then. Alright, look here, look at the thing. The gray, greenish, cyanish. Gray, greenish, yeah. In the same way, I think we should have some kind of slight yellow tint on the screen when there's pollutant present. Maybe a slight green tint if there's N2O present. Problem is, the levels at which this stuff is relevant to you are already so low, then you get the warning from your suit, right? At least when it comes to pollutant. Not sure yet, not sure about N2O. And so the yellow tint, which you would notice if you really look sharp with your eyes, that would already have to be, I mean, see, there's a discrepancy between the level at which this would be and the level at which it becomes relevant. So where was I? Tablet. iron, gold, steel, electrum, solder. How much steel? And of course we will need a centrifuge. At least one. 20 iron, 5 copper. Oh. That might already be a problem in itself. Damn, I don't have enough iron? Is it really what it is? How much iron do I need here now? 2 grams, okay. For the centrifuge. The centrifuge needs 2 iron only? Huh. I mean, if I look at the thing, that's not what I would have thought. More gold, steel, electrum, solder. Electrum. I'm pretty sure I had that. Is this thing recording? Meep meep. It claims to be. They just recently added this thing with the right mouse button, right? There's no more double clicking, I just press the right mouse button. In a similar way, they removed the double tap on the inventory select key and added a new key. Maybe you saw the news. And I think maybe that would have been a good opportunity to finally add a fucking key for the handheld tablet, man. So you can toggle between the 2 chips. But no. Why must you fail me? So the old tablet I will just spray paint black, just in case I run into it and wonder which is which. Okay. And there's this bug also, which I haven't yet fixed, even though it's very, 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 very old, that upon game load the state of this thing isn't initialized properly, and so when you click next or previous, or maybe it's not game load, but item spawn, because I just spawned it from printing, one click will just go into nothing, because it's affecting what has already been affected. That's the problem. Yes, I still have that same old loud chair. How are we looking? We'll create 1 potato seeds, okay. Wait, do I have some reserve seeds? I do not. I didn't yet have any seeds. Man, this playthrough was indeed right on the edge, wasn't it? And also the video episode timing. Two potatoes. What do I do with these? Do I have to wait to cool these now? No, I do not. Where the only way to use a radiator to cool something would be on a pipe, or and then if it cools enough it will freeze, the pipe is destroyed, the atmosphere escapes. So just having some uncontrolled kind of little box room here that would be used then for the smart fridge, which can just be opened to cold atmosphere, would not be the solution. However, I could do a manual such thing, check back every once in a while, and if it's cold enough I kind of remove the gas from the pipe, or just remove the pipe altogether. That would be a way. Yeah, it could be done. Yeah, let's make a small fridge. Oh, I still have some stuff here. There's actually enough material for me to make some steel, if I wished. And no, it's not. Not enough iron. Yeah, I like to make food stacks, it's simpler. The furnace, by the way, is empty. And here, from the furnace gases, we have our 191 degrees Celsius CO2 and some nitrogen, all from the furnace, which I can then use for the eventual greenhouse. Which reminds me, I should have empty... Okay, what's the next step? Fridge. I suppose that's here. I left this on, 100 watts. It's an atmospherics thing. Dude. Electronics printer? Huh. I want the small one. Why should I use the large one? I don't have 15 grams of steel anyway. Also, the small one poses an engineering challenge, and don't we like those? Don't have that kind of reserves yet. Eventually though, and then there will be light. There will be light everywhere, and this is also a metaphor. So here we have these iron walls which protect that. On the other side we have the iron windows, which, since I have these walls now, I could remove to build a little room up there that does the cooling. Which would be interesting instead of just always going into the horizontal. That's why I also thought that maybe the deep miner should be down there, so we would have some stairs to have the base a bit more three-dimensional, which would inspire different feelings and different structures of building in the future. Because my bases are, I'm very aware, always stupid. They are, I mean, they look lame. If you would have seen the stations that I've seen sometimes. Huh. Will I place this here? I would like to place it here. In consequence, I will place it here. Okay, I forgot something quite vital. Wait, before I do this, let's first put up the fridge, in case the guy uses a bit more space than I would see. I would have laid the cable now again wrong. Would I? No. Oh. Hey, wait a second. Mr. Bug Hunter is waking up. Auto-rotate can get in the way. So plant stress goes up. Because whenever you turn on or off the light, that is what it does. It's not just when there's too long light. Oh. Okay, no, that fits. It was an optical illusion, possibly because it goes into the ground. Yeah, that's the reason. Yep. Now this thing is currently useless. I would have to open that to some atmosphere, which I currently do not have available. Save. Okay, so the plan is to have a pipe up there. Up there would be a room with some gas that I can then cool. Or how would this be? Could just be a little pipe, right? I wonder, the fridge uses this cold atmosphere to cool stuff. But does this mean the atmosphere will heat up? To this day, I do not know. Maybe it's time to find out. Some pipes, please. Of the gaseous kind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up there, then no, it needs to be an insulated pipe. All of them need to be insulated. For that I need steel that I don't have. Ah, come on. Or should I make this guy over here? I mean, was originally supposed to be the battery room, and currently it's just the free-for-all, since I need to survive. But the battery room next to the things that consume the most electricity, that doesn't seem so unreasonable. So maybe the deep miner should be over there. I wanted to put it indoors, and I can still do that, of course. And I should start with steel structures, but I don't have enough steel. Catch-22, I guess I have to... You know what? Fuck it. I will go mining. And I forgot to open the helmet.
Hydration critical.
Just have to remember not to... what's its face? Fall into holes. Then I will have to dig and dig and dig until I'm out. I was here. Looking good. How much volatiles do I still have? Excuse me? Oh, there it is. Don't excuse me. Do not. It's the law. So here would be a nice stack for steel. Or even more. I mean, more is better. If I fire up that stupid furnace. That's also one of the reasons when people ask me, why do you not use the furnace instead of the arc furnace to smelt stuff? Because the furnace needs some maintenance. Now you might say, well, then program some, use the advanced furnace and so forth. I'm not there yet. And for whatever reason I start new playthroughs all the time. Maybe it's because I'm a novelty addict. And also because certain things of this game click with me very well. Other things, I'm not saying they're not clicking, they're bad or whatever, but they don't offer as much as of a drive. They don't interlock so much with what I want. And maybe that's why. Though, I mean, when do I ever continue an old playthrough? Like I'm doing right here. Happens so rarely, I think it's even the only one so far. Well, I'm saying that maybe I'm changing a bit in this regard. Or not, I mean it's one data point. Huh. Bit more iron, please. I am Thursday. Never thought about making these. What does it take? Iron, gold, silicon. That's not much actually. And they're quite effective. Security printer. Oh, right. Tool manufacturing. Tile 1. Iron, gold, 5 silicon. That's cheap, man. I should make these. But when do I ever go out mining once I have... Okay, but in the future, I really should think about making the thingies. So, maybe some of you noticed I started editing my videos about like 2 weeks ago at the time of this recording. And I like that, I like the outcome. It's much more fluent and more compressed experience and so forth. Less fat. Man, you should hear all the stuff that I trim out, you know. Where I go like here and then where I go like here and where I go over here and then speak the words that I have now made up by trying 5 times and then only one part stays in. Ha ha ha. Well, it does. I mean, the outcome really. It's like programming. It's a metaphor I used yesterday also when I explained that to a colleague. It's like programming. In programming, you try to solve the problem, you go through all the things that you need to do, another subroutine, and then at some point, when you're really deep in there, trying to make the parser, the algorithm and so forth, and then the last line of that, and then suddenly you realize, oh, it's done, right, okay, let's move on then. And in the same way, the video, you are down there in the depth editing, and this little thing needs to be fiddled with, and that little thing, and then you're done with that, and then, the whole thing's done. Okay, do the render, check it one more time, and on you go. Where's the station? I think it was roughly in the direction of the Earth. If not, this will be awkward, particularly since I don't have my jetpack on me. Ah, there it is. Well, I need iron otherwise also. Should I just try down here? You don't have your jetpack. Yeah, but I have a drill. You know, the drill? Yeah, that's the place I shouldn't really go. Aha, it has loaded, okay. Because I would just fall below the moon, and sometimes you get teleported back, and sometimes you just keep falling, and then that's kind of a problem. That stuff, not too unwelcome, but not what I'm looking for, and my health is going down due to the lack of liquids within myself. And I mean, we have seen what it looks like when you open the helmet, right? No? Okay, I'm referring to the latest video I made, where I am simulating with some video editor, DaVinci Resolve. It's actually free, except the professional version costs 300 euros, but you can make commercial videos even with the free version, so that's very cool. It's like IntelliJ, where you can program Java projects and other things, but Java is part of Java support is part of the free version, and you can make commercial stuff. We're using that at the office, for example. Very, 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 very cool. Anyway, where I used DaVinci Resolve to simulate what that might look like when you open your helmet in the vacuum, like giving some visual impression of the experience. And I also did Europa and Vulcan. That was brutal. You can really hear how your skin, how your flesh is boiling in the heat. And then you fall over dead, of course. So that's something I would like to be in here, but we're not there yet.
Health low.
Yep, health is... Beep. And that is also completely retarded. I mean, see, other games have air control when you're in the air a bit. This game doesn't, which, I mean, this is a simulation game. It tries to be realistic, but still it should have a little bit of air control, because it doesn't allow you to adjust in which direction particular you jump and how strongly. And at the same time, it is simulating low gravity, as in you're on the moon, you're flying very far if you're jumping wrong, and sometimes your jumps are high, and sometimes your jumps are not high. So that's another thing that comes in there. And then on top of that, on top of all of these things, when I'm standing here at the edge, I'm jumping upwards, and I'm pressing forwards, nothing happens. In any real situation, no air control, right? I would have been able to step on there and pull myself forward. But no, Stationeers does it differently. Some things that Stationeers does differently shouldn't have been done differently by Stationeers. Amen. First, something to drink.
Power critical.
That is true. Okay, so I'm not gonna make that much steel then. Need to stay feet on the ground here, I guess.
Power low.
Yeah, the GUI scale, by the way, is 50. 25 is, by the way, not half this size. I just tested this today. It's just a lot smaller, but it's definitely not half. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying the numbers are behaving unexpectedly. So, let's go and use the furnace. The lever is closed, okay. Maybe before I do that, I should put up a light here, right now. Because, I don't know, it's better. A sense of progression, you know? Sense of civilization. So I landed on the moon with minimal resources, and through hard labor, engineering knowledge, and time, I managed to get here. Interesting that seeds like these are irreplaceable, right? You cannot harvest them, you cannot make them. Nature cooked those up over billions of years. And, well, that kind of engineering you can only download, you can't make it yourself. Right, now I'm in here to make a light, but the light manufacturing devices are out there. Ha ha! Should I top up the batteries a bit? Maybe. Can't believe I can print that without something missing. How far are we? Oh, we can't see how much is in there, too bad. I wouldn't call that a shortcoming, it's just design choice. Still, I would like that to be different. Yeah, that, but I really want to see stuff here, so... But actually get in the way. Regardless. Right, I'm double clicking like an idiot. Right mouse button. Now how do I get that out of my system? I haven't, by the way, I haven't played in recent 2 weeks basically. So I started editing videos about 1.2 or 5 weeks ago, and one of the first projects I took on, stupidly, was an electrical engineering tutorial where I'm showing all the devices and... no, you didn't miss it, it's not yet done. And that thing is about 90 minutes long so far. There's still some footage missing that I thought I have to add further later. And I mean, editing that, really, my editing, maybe I'm slow, okay? I'm still beginning with this, even though I'm not completely inexperienced when it comes to video editing. Still starting out with that. Maybe I'm slow, need some more hotkey use, whatever. But in principle, you could say it takes me 1 hour per minute video result. That or even longer. And so I've been working on this thing for over 80 hours already. Last week was a vacation week for me, so indeed I did like 14-hour days working on that thing. I mean, it's fun, I'm not complaining, it's just eats so much time. Is this closed? Yep, it is. In that video I'm showing the different solar panels with their Stationeer page and why you would use this one or that one. Here we have steer, and the wind turbine, the one that you put in a corridor basically, which reacts to airstream. This whole thing is on the moon, you know. I'm doing this whole thing on the moon in a station that I actually built for that, or rather platform. And it looks nice, interesting, whatever. Yeah, I'm also showing wind turbines, and spoiler alert, they don't work in a wind tunnel. I mean, it was kind of clear, but still. Good to know. Then I'm showing the wireless battery charging, and in a very cool way, because I'm actually placed 20 by 20 area power controllers with wireless batteries. So I placed 400 wireless batteries in a grid, and on one corner of this grid there is the Omni transmitter, and then I made it, what's the word? Time fast forward. Ah, god damn it! This is really a deficit in my head. That I can't remember that fucking word. I mean, I looked it up a few days ago again, and I've looked it up. I look it up like 5 times per year, because whenever I need it, I can't remember it. When you have a video, then you play it back much faster, or when you like record 1 photo per day and then you play it back with 25 frames per second. That's what that is, showing how the battery is charged then. And since it's only one Omni charger, it takes quite a long time. Yeah, and that's a thing I said a few times, but it cannot be said too often. If you have some deficit, like a certain name you can't remember, or 2 words that you always confuse, or like this thing that I have there, where I can't fucking remember, what is it? You know, you have to work on that. Keep working on it until you fixed it, until you no longer have that problem. However you really do that. And yeah, I have to do that, I have to solve that, because it is indicative of some, well, defect is maybe a strong word, or something not being 100% in your head, and you don't know really what that is maybe, but now you have a handle, and everything in your head is connected, is one matrix. And so whenever you find such a handle that would allow you to adjust your functionality lastingly to the positive, this would then adjust the matrix, the overall matrix. It would, or at least exert some elastic force in there until things that are not willing to snap into place finally fucking snap into place. And so that's one of the best ways to perfect yourself. You find some slight imperfection, you polish it, you fix it, and this will have effect on the rest of you. So that's something I have to do there. Yeah, I wanted to make some insulated pipes. Did I toss the steel somewhere? There it is. And that's not where I make insulated pipes. I don't know what I'm doing. Centrifuge needs more iron. We have iron. So the idea is have insulated pipes with very cold gas in the station going outwards. And up there I will have a non-insulated pipe, or maybe wait a second, I can still use insulated pipes. If I slap a radiator on an insulated pipe, the pipe will no longer be insulated. So once I think the pipe is cold enough, I just remove the radiator. That's pretty genius, man.
Waste tank critical.
The waste tank is critical. Too bad I can't do anything about that, other than making a canister now, for which I need iron. Oh, I should have some
low.
canister reserve.
Oxygen critical.
Ah, I don't need that many. This is done. This is still very, 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 very hot. So hot indeed that I could smelt some other stuff. Should I smelt this? I would like to make some more electrum, I guess. How much gold do I have lying around? 41 grams, none. 12 grams. Okay, so forget it. I will not do electrum now. We need the gold instead. Radiators. I think they need gold. They need gold. One should be enough. Centrifuge. Oh yes, and steel frames, please. So that we can continue with the deep mining facility. Steel is solely absent.
Air tank critical.
We have enough oxide, I could just toss some in there. This is closed with the welder. Wonder how hot is in there. I have no visual indicator, so maybe I should make one. Then we need a pipe cowl. Do we? Yeah, let's make some pipe utility gas so that I get some gas into that pipe. From which canister, I wonder? Well, I need the filtration unit also. Do I have one? I have filtration unit in there. I know it because, or somewhere at least. Ah, that's the one over there, right. Okay, I need another one. For various purposes, as you can see in the, incredible flight that I just took. Basically, as a flight risk here. Okay, 17, 4x4, yeah, sounds good, but let's do 5x5. Yeah. Pipe goes up, filtration unit, yes. Copper. Hey, wait. Yeah, something that someone complained about or suggested today in the Discord is, well, Smart Stow doesn't yet stack. Look at that. Why the fuck doesn't it? That's not smart. At all. Smart at all. Hey, have you noticed that people who speak English, be they American or British, I think maybe it's only British, sorry, I'm not entirely sure, they have the following mental damage, which is they would say an R in a place where it doesn't belong. The law on the books, you know, this law, the law. They will always say R. I don't have a good example sentence in my head now, but I think this one might work. Law, you know, law. Law, I say law, and they say law. Why the fuck do they say that when there is no R in there? But everybody, you know, it's like, maybe there's some kind of tendency, well, I want to speak English, and part of speaking English is certainly that I produce this sound that is so weird for me as a not English speaker, like TH, not a problem. But when it comes from your throat somehow, you know? Then they maybe implant in their English-speaking algorithm in their head, whatever, instead of just feeling it. Maybe this idea of having to put that sound in there, and that seemed like an opportunity for them to do so, not consciously, just, you know, energy push-wise. They melted into that, and then they say lore. Well, it doesn't motherfucking belong, and that pisses me off. Because, I mean, collective unconsciousness is a problem. That is really the main problem, actually, that we have in the world. That's why the world is so fucked. That's the reason. And whenever I spot such a such an instance of collective unconscious, that drives me a little bit up the walls. Not much. I not mean a lot with the grab feature, like here. Can I use this here? No? Oh, maybe I put it on a different key. No, it's... Aha, okay, that worked. And now I'm up here and I can't go forward. Dude, when will they fix that? It is broken, that's why I'm using the word fix. I mean, if I jump up right at the edge, I must be able to get on the fucking edge. How is that not clear? How was that not clear from day one? Do you even need to playtest this? Do you even need to playtest it? Isn't that like clear when you develop that, man?
Hydration critical.
So that can be turned off, but this I will keep on, the flashy lights, so I remember this thing is still hot. And still full, and I want to get the gases out, but not right now, because it's too hot. How hot, by the way, is my gas storage thingy here? 189. Seems unchanged. Okay, so then we have the filtration unit. Where will I use this? Well, we have various gas sources. We have this one. We have that one, which I could then use for pure oxygen. And maybe if I place this out here, and eventually, of course, this should become part of the station. But I don't have the resources yet, so that would mean deep miner. So let's put this here now and make some kind of deep miner place. What does the daylight sensor say? Oh, too far? Oh, I can't see. 166. And falling, I would assume? Yep, falling. So the sun is coming up basically, but it's still close to midnight. What the fuck is this? One glass sheet, how did this come to pass? You're such a dork. The door is in the way. No, I don't want to take flight.
Power critical.
Top Gun Maverick was actually a very good film. I mean, say what you will about Tom Cruise, he's a master when it comes to filmmaking. Absolutely. That guy knows how to entertain. And no politically correct bullshit in there. Yeah. But, you know, I have the hope that this whole shit is now on the decline. And hopefully dying for good. And don't get me started on the people who push that shit onto us, who still want that and still believe in this stupid vision. I'm trying to find out where I should place the box. These people are really retarded. They are disabled. They think that that's the right way. But it's not. It's not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with injecting, or no, injecting is not really the word, maybe. Injecting seems like it's out of place. There's nothing wrong with when you make a story, a film, and a book having some kind of ulterior motive. There's nothing wrong with that. But just saying, let's take some story that already exists, or a story that doesn't yet exist, but anyway, then bend it completely out of shape to tick some boxes, some diversity boxes, and some social justice warrior bullshit and so forth. That doesn't fly, man. I mean, changing the world for the better is fine by me, absolutely. I'm the first one who would be in that boat. But I mean, the means need to be proper, and the means employed are not. So this is not, I mean, seriously, it's like feminism in Germany, you know, when they say die Mecklenburg-Vorpommern und Mecklenburg-Vorpommerinnen. This is, I'm not making this up, this is real. Well, die Berliner und Berlinerinnen, or die Studenten und Studentinnen, and then they contract that with a colon actually, and combine two words into one, and then they read that as one word, and in between they make some weird sound in their throat, like okay, of course this is hyperbolic. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this started just when Germany, roughly, I mean, it was at least at the most 1 year shifted, when Germany implemented a law that you can now decide what gender shall be on your birth certificate. That you can say diverse, you know, instead of male or female. Just at that same time, they start a trend that it basically expresses subconsciously in the head of every listener: they are men and there are women. That is all. That is all there is. That's kind of the message there, you know. That is, at least I'm not saying that's the intention, but that's what it sounds like when you then explicitly mention both. Even though in German we have the generic masculinum, where we just say Berliner, you know, when we say, yeah, okay, maybe that's a bad example. Anyway, that's so fucked up, that's stupid. And somehow everybody jumped in on that train. And this is one of those spooky effects that you should be wary of, when the world just somehow makes a step in some direction. I wanted to say to the left, but I mean, I didn't want it to be loaded. Because this means then, I mean, this can easily happen by statistical effects, by, oh man, I don't have any more welding gas.
Oxygen low.
And my oxygen is also low, which is not a good thing for the oxygen to be.
Critical. Health low.
Yeah. Maybe I should deal with some other issues first, shall I? $700K. Let's eat something. I'm pretty sure that if both these indicators of food and water are low, that your health declines even faster. So are we still thriving, or what's happening? Temperature 25 is good. And now I have to switch. Oh, the dentist was so cruel. Okay. It's not thriving because it's done. What's happening? This will create two... Oh, right. That wasn't ideal. I should have used the other one, I guess. Thriving towards seating, but everything's looking good. Growth efficiency, in fact, 150%. How did that happen, man? I am not a fan of this music. Nope. Yeah, more like it for now. Eating, drinking, drinking.
Hunger, caution.
I have just eaten, man. Don't warn me of this. Man, I wish that the Stationeers Rocketworks team wouldn't be so thinly stretched, you know. For those who don't know, this is a niche game, few people buy it. There's like 5,000, 6,000 reviews, so I don't know how many purchased this actually. And there's only like, how many concurrent players? Not too many. And this has hardly increased over time. And that's sad, man. And of course, I mean, they need to finance this somehow. It's not a charity, right? So it's kind of cross-financed and with the initial purchases of the game. I mean, they also made the game Icarus, which has sold very well. And I also bought it, but not all the DLC, because, dude, I am not a charity either. First, I need to get into that game. how do I get gas in here? I would use this. And then I will just use a filtration unit to get some, I think maybe nitrogen or pure oxygen in there, which is both equally fine for the purpose. I need a visual stack of the things that I've begun in my life and of the topics and sentences that I've started. Then I could just pick from that stack. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? And that's even doable. These days we have AIs that could do that. I could have an assistant here on my table do it. I actually just came up with a new product idea. This is an actual new product idea. It is. Let's think about that for a second. So you have on your desk a little screen, or maybe it's a tool in your computer, that has a list of topics that you've talked about, and the thing realizes, okay, this seems to be a new topic because the association leap between the topic we had so far and the current thing is beyond threshold this and this, and so that is a new list entry. Then I can tap on the list entry to remove it and such. That would be a cool thing. I mean, this is probably productive when it comes to what I'm doing right now, which can also be productive in regards to thought process, communication, furthering the process of the world when people record videos like this. I'm not saying this video is one of those. And apart from this idea I'm spouting right now, you know, that an AI listens to what you're saying. Of course, this would be big tech again. They're listening then to everything that you're saying and okay, whatever. But I mean, I'm looking positive into the future. I'm looking into a future where your password can indeed be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because as long as there's a password on there, the people will know, okay, the guy has the will that I don't get into this now, and so I will not, because it is against the person's will. That is the future in which I actually believe. Not necessarily the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing, but the concept, you know? That people will consider each other's will, even though they don't have to. Because the thing that makes them have to do it will be their own emotion, which in my case it is. I consider myself just sane in this regard, sanity, you know? And the people who are not like this, I consider them not yet there. And this is not grandstanding or an insult or whatever, I'm just talking about the state of the world. Just making a factual statement. Grandstanding, is that the term? Ego wanking then, I'm not sure sometimes. Okay, electricity is good, we have 25 degrees in here, we have a cooling system in case we need it. Let's employ it for a second to see what that would be like. Maybe not immediately, I wanted to turn this off first. Descending, descending, descending. No, that's a good product idea. A thing that helps you think. Something that keeps track of the things you've said. And says, okay, this topic, we had that topic, we had that topic, you talked about this a bit. That is certainly a productivity helper. So below 0 degrees, let's let that in. The room is big though, and so that should balance out quickly with 20 degrees or whatever. And we have 20, ha 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 ha. Or 21. Huh. A makeshift cooling system. Oh man, all that makeshift stuff, I want that automated and nicely implemented, but for that I have to do quite the running, and that's what this game is about, isn't it? So, we have that up there. Why do I have that up there? Because I want to stick one of these up on that, and do I have the radiator on me, or did I toss that? Where is the radiator? Oh, and I could open these. Notice how they are not closed, even though they are in my inventory. I toast it down, and I put it in my inventory. Now it's closing, because when you pick it up, it will close that automatically. The waste canister, when you open that, it will auto-close. I don't know what the rule is, maybe it's just a hard programmed rule for this particular slot. And they are now, of course, mixed with some room gas. What's the room gas situation? Nice temperature, lots of CO2, a fart of pollutant, some nitrogen, nice oxygen. Yep. Pressure. Worlds. What shall be the next step? Where's my radiator? Did I eat the entire potato already? Unbelievable. This hunger. So, where are we? 650k or still this high? 620. Okay, once we're at 300, let's see, 275.15. 273.15 is 0. I really don't know where the fucking radiator is. And this annoys me because I made one, didn't I? So where is it? Is it in the airlock still? There it is. Okay. How do I get on the roof? Well. Oh man, this worked smoothly. Okay, filtration then. I would need some regular pipes here. The more pipes I have here, though, the more exposed they are, and I guess this will then radiate into the space. Maybe I should... I mean, will I keep this up? Will I keep doing this here? It's kind of legacy, right? But for now, that's the way it is. Right. This stupid bug. When will I fix this stupid stacking bug, man? So many long-standing bugs. But I know it's easy to be an armchair guy who knows everything better. One of the things with when you're involved in a project, particularly one that is already connected to the real world, is that it's not so easy to steer in which direction you want to go, and also it's a very complex matter developing software, developing a game. So it's not just an immediate decision you're making. We're talking about a flow that has to be established. And flowing that in the right way, at the right time, when you're underfunded, and it really have to stretch. I mean, Rocketworks is performing some miracles there. I hope they keep at it, man. This is the best game ever made, hands down, period. Of all the games I've seen and heard of. I mean, and there's a reason that whenever you look for games like Stationeers, then you will find all kinds of suggestions which are nothing like Stationeers, only very remotely maybe. Oxygen not included, for example, is mentioned, which has some atmospherics, you know, but it's not my thing. Particularly, I think my key problem is I want to be the guy. I want to be the one who experiences this, the first person thing, instead of hurting a bunch of people around, which, I mean, this whole agency thing, I'm not opposed to that. It's interesting. I played The Sims also, though I played it pretty much like a doll game. Now you go here, now you do that. That's stupid. And also, when you think about it, what's interesting? Let's say we have a sim. let's say we have a sim and it's implemented properly. And now you watch that, and all our things are given. So the sim will sit in front of the television until value XYZ has been satisfied. And then the sim will say, okay, let's learn maybe a bit, and reads a book, and learns a bit, and educates themselves, levels something up, and then they go to work. And because of that value that is currently applicable and the timing is right, and then they call a friend, so to up the friend score and all of that stuff. And I'm saying right now, yeah, but is that all? I mean, somehow it feels too... I mean, I can abstract too easily what will happen, because that's all that really happens. And I'm asking myself, yeah, what is it? What you want then? What are you looking for? And I don't really know. What is it I'm looking for? Somehow that feels too little, too small. What is it I'm looking for? And then there's of course this game, which I'm pretty much looking for, but I mean... what would I like in a sim game? When in this Deus Ex remake thing, maybe I shouldn't talk about that because there's a dedicated video series for that, but maybe it helps me if I talk about this right now also, then, because, I mean, seriously, I have established in my head, in myself, an identity, a flow, a logic, functionality, or what you want to call that, not just one of high skepticism, where I can't just accept a claim. I just don't have the capacity. I see the holes and I see this doesn't hold. I cannot have the belief. And that's sane. That's just sane. But in the same way, in a similar way, I can also not just mistreat others if I don't know that it is justified, which then in that situation, of course, would make it not mistreatment. You know? And so when I tell you things that I want to do or that I believe in, then I must do so in a way that I can believe myself is good enough. And it also, you know, the claim that I make there is a tall fucking claim. Hey, there will be the resources to make this on an AAA level, where even Cyberpunk 2077 would blush. That's the truth. It's true. I wouldn't say it otherwise. Well, let's say I'm convinced it's the truth. Let's phrase it like that. Yeah, for the mortals. Anyway, where are the pipes? I need some more. So, how did I get there with this? When I then talk about, for example, details of the Deus Ex remake, then I have to observe myself, is this something that you would actually tell someone else, you know? And this then makes the words more heavyweight. So if I place them now here in the world via this video, at least the potential that someone listens to them, this will already have this psychological effect, even if no one clicks on the fucking video. It's out there, I said it, and it's public. This is also a trick that I use for my writing. I upload it, I'm not gonna say where because I don't want to cross streams. You know, pen name and all that. Then this already has a psychological effect in my head. When I read that later, I ask myself, is this what it should be? And this goes so far even that I can spot typos more easily. It's because, I mean, psychologically that's the effect it would have, right? But the concept that I just described is someone would indeed have the high intent to speak good and true to their fellow being, to their fellow mind in this space-time flow that we all share and whatever human really is. Then if they place something in the world that someone not necessarily has seen or reacted to, but could see, then this should already have a psychological effect, and this means that the person should be more capable of spotting typos. Now, interestingly, okay, not interesting, I still need the actual publishing, the actual upload for this effect to kick in. So yeah, that's the way, and I suspect there are even some quantum mechanical effects going on there, but this goes into my overall spiritual worldview with the Newton's third law of motion. I'm not going to go into that now. So maybe it's more than just psychology. What goes where? This shall be an omni thing, which I use for all kinds of things. So when I talk about some Deus Ex stuff here, maybe, then this might have the consequence that when I continue with that video series, I will more easily be able to grasp the thing in my memory that I should talk about, that I should mention, because I have already set them with this emotional weight in my information system in mind. No iron sheets. Huh. Welder gas I need. Oh man, only one frame? Huh. So this thing here is supposed to pump from here, and I want to get pure oxygen, for example, but I also want to use the same thing to make welder gas, which is tricky. So I would have to have some kind of fork here. Oh damn, I don't have any welder gas to use this now. Shit! And imagine I would accidentally use the guy here. Fucked! Hey, what am I doing? Welder gas? God damn it, I'm stupid sometimes. Steel, electrum, invar, soda, I have all of that. Don't I really have the... well, I don't. Steel, electrum, invar, soda. Did I use up all the invar? Can't believe. When does it ever come out so precisely? There it is. Not enough steel? You are of course making fun of me right now. Which is your right, but this in turn implants something in your head. And later you might have to deal with the things that are in your head. I'm just saying that. Da 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 da. The times they are a-changing. Interesting. Did I time that just right? Because I know if you open the lever while production is already ongoing, it will not interrupt the production to toss out the resources. Battery. Let's make 2. Steel. Okay, how will we continue? I mean, when eventually, once I've arrived back here, how will we continue with that? Yeah, also another thing, when I jump here, I jump, now move to the left, or to the right, yeah, to the right. Yeah, I changed my mind. Yep. You see that suddenly you're having air movement. That is of course because they wanted to make sure that whenever you're about to touch ground, you will certainly touch, you will not miss the ground basically. The game will not be mistaken about whether you're on the ground, because even when you're slightly above the ground, that will be taken as on the ground. But why don't they use some kind of vector there and take the distance and then fade that effect in, you know, make it stronger the closer you are to the ground, so it doesn't feel so jarringly obvious. Okay, gas comes in. This will be the filtered stuff. Do I have a filler? No, I don't. And this is, yeah, what do I do with this? I don't want to waste that. Should I pipe that over here into this dude? Ah, that's makeshift if I ever saw any. Should I use insulated pipes? Well, using insulated pipes allows me to not lose control over what's happening here. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Still have no clue why I have that glass on me. Everything's thriving. We'll create seeds. Yeah, let's take those. Yeah, few people know that the inventory originally was used differently. You have an inventory swap key here, and now we also have the smart stow key, which chooses whatever slot seems appropriate, except if I have used smart stow, basically the opposite of this, to get it from here. Now I use smart stow, it goes up there. Wait, what am I saying? Now use smart so it goes in there. That's what I'm trying to say. But few people know that that there is a hidden inventory mode where you can only open one of these panels. You can edit your settings.xml file. There's a key in there, I think legacy inventory or something. Legacy is I think the keyword to look for, and it's false. If you set that to true and you start your game, then you will see that all your panels are closed except one. And when you open a new one, like so, then this means this one is open but all of these are closed. And so you're very fast with your mouse wheeling and selecting things. But I'm such a child of the... I mean, maybe it's also a there will be done thing. Here's the mouse pointer, it does everything, why should I use something else? You know, my wheel is over here, my wheel is over there, whatever I want, it just happens. Which is kind of my thing. Yeah, while I'm here, should stock up on filters. No, I should take that with me, because if anything I will need that out there. So what else did I want? Yeah. One of these. That's the one. good episode so far. Temperature 550, 520. Okay, so I could refill my oxygen canister like this without the... Oh, and then I don't need to make the fucking filter. I will just get pure oxygen in the future. Yeah, let's do that. A game changer. I like those. Yeah, one of the reasons these forced society changes that they're trying to fuck into the films don't work and are just ugly and stupid is the intention is impure, and the intention they're wearing that on the sleeves, not just when they do interviews, but also you can see it. This, for example, this gay guy is not in there because, well, that happens and it's a normal thing, it occurs, whatever. But because they wanted to push that idea on you, yeah, this awareness, representation, and you feel it, that the overrepresentation or that was just put in there, or maybe it's just that in every last show there's at least one guy, you know, even though it's statistically not true. Though we must also say the statistics have changed, but part of that is certainly not just that you can be more open about that, so statistics, which are a perception of that which is, can be more aware because the things are just more visible, but also because people are like, because see, there's a pretty controversial opinion that I have. My opinion, nobody's identity is really nailed down. We are all adrift in the flow. We are consciousness in a space-time situation. That's what we are. Consciousness in a space-time situation. And CO2. And this means that we are basically completely neutral. We are I am, you know, like one would consider God to be, just undefined. What our definition is, well, whatever situation we find ourselves in, and that situation is, of course, also one's own body. In the current configuration, is my hand currently open or closed? My mouth open or closed? That's what we interact with. That's what we work with. And the same applies to the mind, of course, the brain. What's in there? What have you learned? What are your short-term and long-term tendencies and drifts in there? I mean, there's such, indeed, for prisoners, for criminals, there is such a thing as reformed. And that's something I fucking find abhorrent, that mankind doesn't accept that. If someone has done their time in prison, they are supposed to be accepted, in my opinion, as someone who is just like everybody else. Else, in my opinion, they should just stay in prison. Or maybe something along those lines. Maybe there should be some kind of transitionary way. Maybe, yeah, well, that's what probation is. Then they should just be out on probation. As long as they're on probation, they should maybe not be considered as a normal person, but as someone who is still, that's the criminal guy. We have to be careful with that. You know, but it shouldn't be like that someone who has been in prison and has done their time is treated still as a second-class citizen. I don't accept that. That's wrong, man. I mean, there's such a thing as reform. There's such a thing as change. And if there isn't, then we should treat it as that and leave them fucking locked up or leave them fucking on probation. I mean, pick one of the two, not both of them. That's my point. And, well, part of the point was also treat them like fucking humans, because there's such a thing as reformed. Tricky to find out who is, because, of course, why am I looking for manufacturers in here? That's deeply ingrained. I need to make an active end. Anyway, how did I get to there, man? Probation. Reformed. Yeah, the inert drift. I think that everybody's identity is a drift. Of course, we are very much nailed down by, for example, biology, and by things that are deeply rooted in our childhood that will maybe never go away. But I don't agree with that either. I think that ultimately our identity is adrift on a level that will even reach the physical at some point, to the level that our arms will grow back if they're missing. that is what I believe in. But let's ignore that extreme. Let's go to something less extreme, where we would say that something very deeply ingrained can still, over time, eventually fade. For example, maybe someone had some trauma from being raped or whatever in their lives. And yes, I use the word rape because it's a real existing word and it's something that happens in the world. I don't get why so many YouTube channels are censoring themselves from using the word sexual, the word rape, the word fuck, the word shit. And why is that happening? Is that because of monetization? I mean, I can swear to you that I will never monetize any of my channels ever, and so I will not consider such things. But maybe that's the reason that they do that. I don't know, but I think speech should be free. And that doesn't work, man. Everything beeped out. I hate it when there are some channels who play something, maybe some quotations of Bill Burr or other comedians who use the word fuck a lot, which is completely fine by me. It's an energetic word that has multiple meanings, and those people who haven't understood that, they should just not speak on the matter. You know, it's just simple. I mean, it's not a problem that you don't know it, but as long as you don't know it, your opinion is therefore irrelevant, of course. Because you're not educated enough to have one, or at least to make it relevant. Where was I? Well, I wanted to do the other thing, but let's continue welding here, because I'm thinking of this right now. So, in my opinion, okay, let's say there are some people who have been born basically gay. Or with, let's rather call it this, born with an interest in one sexual partner type, you know, male, female. Let's just stick with that right now for simplicity's sake. And that never changed in their life and will maybe never change in their life. But I'm convinced that this is not necessarily so for everybody. That some people who are gay have not been gay their whole life. Or straight their whole life. That is ultimately something that can change. And I'm not saying can change with the undertone of, oh, let's work on that, maybe we can fix it. I'm not saying that, motherfucker. I'm not expressing any opinion here. I'm talking about technology, about abstracts, about the world as it is, not how it should be, in this moment at least. Oftentimes I will talk about the world as it is in a way that I want it to fucking change. Because it needs to change, man. I need a canister that is evacuated, or conveniently I just made this here, which was meant to clean out this pipe in case there's still some remainder of some previous filling that I did there. But now I can also use that to clean out canisters. Useful. And I like this makeshift stuff, you know? Can work in multiple ways. So let's think about addiction. Let's think about cigarettes when it comes to, as an example. I mean, I found to be addicted to smoking cigarettes to be pretty stupid. I mean, okay, it's an addiction. What am I saying? I find smoking cigarettes to be a pretty stupid thing. You know, it's not cool. It's just insane. It destroys your body. It makes the curtains yellow. It stinks up the place. And if I ever see you with a cigarette in one hand and your child in the other, then I wish cancer upon you, and I will mean it. Because you deserve to have cancer then. That's what I think. And if you take offense, then the mistake is yours. You have to you have to go into yourself. Then I just touched something within you that needs to be touched and that you need to think about. Because, I mean, doing that to yourself, it's your choice. I find it stupid, but of course, I mean, you're, in quotation marks, welcome to do so. I mean, do whatever. But if you expose someone else forcefully to that, particularly a helpless child who doesn't know any better and is, of course, much more sensitive to that kind of chemical damage that might inflict the child, then you deserve punishment, motherfucker. And the most fitting punishment I can think of course, is cancer. And so I wish it upon you then. And I think that's completely reasonable. So this I thought should go over here into that guy. I don't have enough pipes. Let's make some more pipes there. my opinions or rather particularly the way I express them or how fervently I will stand behind them will evolve further, maybe you have observed. And that is a certainty, and because I know how my mind works. I've been observing this for decades, and I cannot be mistaken about it, because the tendency has been there all throughout. And I even know the underlying mechanism. I'm not going to talk about this now again. It comes down to skepticism and the resolution thereof, or dissolution thereof, filling up the gaps, increasing the informational resolution, placing the missing puzzle pieces. Oh, do we have... No, I thought we had some electricity problem. I have an electricity problem. You have more problems than that. Yeah, maybe. You, for example. But, you know, this will lead to me expressing those opinions more fervently in the future.
Oxygen low.
Yeah, maybe I should do something about that.
Oxygen critical.
You think? Yeah, I think sometimes. Now, so let's talk about addictions. What is this? Why is it so low already? See, smoking cigarettes, many people who want to not smoke, but they are addicted, they want to stop. How can I stop? You know, there's so many ways. So there's the nicotine patches to wean yourself off slowly and so forth, which certainly can help, depending on person. It's not the golden recipe, really, but it can help, certainly. So they basically, we can say, if we consider the human being to be a living will, which is my way of looking at them, I'm saying head and toes, mind and body, all of that is one thing. That's will. You are a spirit. You are living will. You don't have access to that will down to the level of bone marrow and teeth, but that is, in my opinion, what you are. And that's also why, in my opinion, certain mental lifestyles can contribute to your physical well-being. I mean, everybody agrees there's such a thing as stress, which negatively affects your body. And the question, of course, must be, how far does this go? How far does this reach? Hey, Google, turn off the fan. How far does this reach? I mean, we see people who can hold their breath for 20 minutes. This is a real thing. You can look it up on the internet. It's of course rare and maybe not advisable, but it's possible. And when I say hold your breath, I mean that. Hold your breath. And there are athletes who have pushed themselves beyond limits you wouldn't believe, and gymnasts, and you would think this is impossible, but it's possible, and we have seen it, and it's normal to us. Yeah, that's out there. But it shouldn't be normal. I mean, yes, normal. It should be normal, but we shouldn't forget that this is not actually normal. It's not something that you do. It's not something that the average human can do, but they can. Why? Have they been born differently? Well, some maybe, but particularly it's training, and then there's the question, how far can the mind reach into the body? And this comes into play again when we are talking about addictions. And in my opinion, the more high resolution someone's information system is in one's head, the more capable they will be to deal with addictions, not just because the mental force they can throw at the decision making of whether or not to smoke despite the chemical addiction is more massive, but also because ultimately, in my opinion, you are living will. And so if you are addicted to cigarettes, this means that some part of you just wants to smoke cigarettes, while another part of you maybe wants to quit. So we have two contradicting wills, and one of the main problems that mankind has as a collective, but also that most individuals have, is the cacophony, the non-resolved disagreement with themselves. And so the higher the level is within your body on which you can, in your mind, in which you can think, the higher your informational resolution is, the closer you are to those chemical structures which would force you to keep smoking. And so the more likely it will be that you will have the last
Hydration
word.
critical.
And in the same way, I think that, and this way I'm saying that, the sun's coming back. And now we will see whether the solar panels have been programmed correctly, which I'm not sure if they have been. So we have, in this way, if we could say that this addiction of smoking cigarettes isn't just an illness within you or a structure, it is part of your will. You're just not constantly... I mean, see, we all agree that there's such a thing as the subconscious, right? And we also probably agree that the more adult you are, mentally, the more you have access to things that often have been subconscious, but then you're more conscious, more aware. You have more in control of these things. You're more aware of what's going on there, right? But what if all the rest of your flesh and bones and teeth and eyesight and missing arms, okay, not the missing arms, but the rest of you, what if all of that is subconscious and you can access it? And maybe not drive it this far, but let's think about addictions, chemical addictions in your brain structures that have evolved because you have smoked some cigarettes and then your brain learned how great that is, which is not, and now you have the structure in your brain, a chemical imbalance that creates happiness or creates unhappiness if you don't satisfy it, and now you have to follow that. Now this flows into your conscious will. Your will, which wants to go this way, suddenly has an emotional urge to rather decide the other way because the chemistry is influencing your emotional system. So that's basically what I think we are, emotion. Ultimately, will, in my opinion, is just emotion. And so, oh, she's so emotional. Dude, if you're not emotional, you're sick, man. Unlock yourself, be yourself. What does be yourself mean? It certainly means to investigate yourself, try to find out what you really want. But this ultimately comes down to what do you feel like doing? What do you feel like not doing? And that's emotion. So ultimately it comes down to what is your true emotion. So maybe you have to combine, maybe you have to realize that you are, emotion has been folded into a disgusting, ridiculous shape of a mortal being with an appendix which might be infected and a mind with contradicting wills, which can ultimately be unfolded into the perfect physical and mental being if you just keep working at it. And I'm not accusing you of being physically imperfect. That is not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to tell you maybe you don't have to be. This automatic rotation order, I think, could be optimized.
Critical.
Because they're often... is this empty? Yeah. Yeah, since I'm talking, it is forgiven that I reload if this explodes, because my mind is kind of busy with other stuff. Oh, but I realize the pressure is so high that I will actually not do something else. And this, of course, would be pure oxygen, yes? Well, that was well timed. Where's the tablet? Pure oxygen. And that's how you play Stationeers. Okay, so now I can get rid of the nitrogen filter and put in the
Filter critical.
CO2 filter, shut up, that I had prepared. Well, I'm convinced that mankind will eventually wake up to the realization that we have much deeper access to our bodies with our minds than so far we could fathom, but access doesn't necessarily mean you will control what your cells will do. Because I think that the relationship is kind of like there's a kind of a membrane. Your body is a consequence of your emotion being there, and its shape is a consequence of your emotional overall configuration, I think. And the more purer your emotion is, who knows, maybe you're saner your whole body will be, and your better your health, your well-being. Maybe I should talk about myself for a second there. I don't brush my teeth too often. I mean, it's not like oh, you stink. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I mean, sometimes just skip that and just I don't want to right now. That happens, you know. And the last time I was at the dentist was like a year ago, when actually one of my, in Germany we say Krone, there was a tooth 20-ish years ago which had broken off, and so I get some artificial tooth part on there, and that had broken off. And so under that there was some I don't know what the English term is, some foul stuff, you know, from what teeth do, tooth rot, you know. But that was in that place where let's say that doesn't count. That's what I'm trying to express here, in short. And all the rest, I mean, the last time I had been at the dentist before that was 2005-ish or before that. And since then I haven't been there, and I haven't done any tooth cleaning at the dentist or nothing, and brushing my teeth, well, in a regular way, of course. But sometimes I just skip that and so forth. It also happens that I just go to bed without brushing teeth. That does happen. So you would say that the whole night, some possible food remainders have time to rot away between my teeth, possibly, which should cause some tooth rot, right? But I don't have no tooth rot whatsoever in 20 years, apart from that one tooth I was just talking about. Is that not significant? Yeah, what I was trying to say, many things probably, was that the automatic rotation order here should be a different one. You might say, yeah, well, it depends on what you want to do. That's true, but what are the most likely cases? And in my 1500 hours, I probably have gathered some subconscious data that I cannot really quantify and explain, but my feeling, the conclusion is a different order would probably be helpful, would probably be conducive to achieving the right auto-rotate outcome. In many cases. Okay, this will be a room which will be 2 stories high, I think. It should do it justice. Some kind of machine room, workshop. So identity adrift, and if identity is indeed a thing that is adrift on even more deeper levels than things like what your sexual orientation is, can be indeed, in my opinion, okay, I'm stating my opinion, my worldview. You don't have to share it, but I'm just saying the following things that are consistent with that worldview. And if you think that this worldview is bullshit, then the following things will not be stupid. They will be unstupid, but the worldview itself might be what's stupid. Okay, so then someone might actually have not been gay, but would then become gay, or might be bisexual at some point, or might have been that and now is only straight, or whatever. See, and I'm saying that this is a thing that I believe is actually real. And in the same way, maybe we can even go so far, maybe it's even possible that someone can mentally transition from male to female, at least to some degree. Okay, I'm talking about basically, let's say that the emotional orchestra that you consist of, the emotional truth, if you distill down all your self-contradictions to what is really the self-flow that you would have in your space-time situation, and that's the true you, then if you distill it down to that, and that's maybe, I for example, I'm pretty much very much male, but maybe someone can introduce into themselves music that is on a high enough level and strong enough that would pull them into a different direction, and maybe it's even possible then indeed to have somewhat of a female self. Maybe that is really a thing that can happen. See, and in this way, maybe you have listened to possibly quite a few of the things I said, or maybe not. I shouldn't imagine that. I mean, I have lots of views on many videos, but it doesn't mean that anyone watches enough to get to the parts where I talk about all kinds of stuff, let alone watch multiple like this. But I'm trying to say that, yeah, I have my own head. I'm really, I'm not in this camp or in that camp. I'm pretty much on the right, political right. I'm pretty much on the conservative side, but I'm not quite in that camp. I have my own views. See, I disagree with a lot of things. For example, in my opinion, abortion should absolutely be a thing. As long as there's not yet an evolved, not yet a brain in there that can actually experience. In my opinion, as long as there's not an experiencer, an actual circle of perception that runs and runs its own emotional circular oscilloscope dance, as long as that's not actually established, it's just a piece of flesh. The fertilized egg is not a human. And the few days after that, that's not a human. That's only the potential for a human. And anyone who says that abortion from the first day is murder is a fucking idiot, because they don't know the following true fact. That about 50% of all fertilized eggs are flushed out by the body. They are not implanted in the uterine wall, where they will then flourish, but instead they are just flushed out, which is effectively an abortion. And so those who say abortion, even from the moment from the fertilized egg, that's murder, well, then I have news for you, dude. See, so I have my own opinions now, and I think they're very much balanced. This is something that the people cannot so much agree with, I guess, because their opinions are generally not so much balanced. But that's why I'm stating these fucking opinions, you know? Not just because it's interesting stuff, but also because I want the world to change. I mean, it's not like I believe the world to change because I'm making some stupid YouTube videos with 1,000 followers. Thank you, by the way. Okay, 2 megapascals, this stuff. We have oxygen here. And now this will hold much longer. I can actually make smart canisters now. Maybe I should do that. But yeah, I think this will have some impact. At least it will. I mean, seriously, everybody has impact on the world. Everybody's an agent, you know, in their immediate life, for example. Nothing esoteric necessarily. But you know, that depends on your identity, on who you are, on what you believe in. And when I say these things to you with this configuration in my head that I described earlier in this video, then this creates more weight, at least regarding the fact that I've spoken those words and they are published. And so this contributes to the forging of my identity, more than if I would just think it. This means that by saying this, even if the video itself will not have any effect on the world, me saying this on a public video will make myself more of an agent in this regard. Let's neutralize this. Yeah, whatever. So what are we talking about? 98%. 98%. I wonder if these are moving with the sun. Are they or are they not? Power? Logic? Oh, the logic is not connected. I guess I did run out of cables there. Oh, the heavy cable is in the way. What am I fucking doing? There is a bridging cable here. Ugh. Well, then these guys should move with the sun. If I didn't program them wrong. Okay, next step then. This is empty. So it can go here. Where I want to keep my to-be-used waste canisters or other things. This has been made. Now we can make the deep miner on that platform. Actually, is that on that platform? Does that work? I am not sure. Maybe I have to. Yeah, let's see. Come on, be empty already. I can see there's still temperature in there, so. Uh-huh. Oh, look at that. Yeah, well, I'm playing the beta version, like I'm saying, beta is better, but, you know, they, sometimes they do some changes which might reflect negatively on this experience. It's not a problem to me, I'm just saying. Sometimes the beta is not pure. There have actually been crashes and such, but that's very, very rare. And here we have some missing texture, because they have done in recent 2-ish days some extreme cleanup of textures and materials, which frees up some memory, like 500 megabytes of memory less used now. Stuff like that, you know? Actually, I'm not sure. Can I just... Would that have worked? Yep, okay. Huh. That wasn't the wisest move. Could just toss it inside. Though we have enough oxygen in there as it is. Well, the 98%-ish, okay. But I think they're moving. I think they're moving. So now you might say that I am clearly, obviously, a case of someone whose mind is so open their brain fell out. But I can tell you with certainty that's not the case, because I had that about 23 years ago, when I reached what I deem the maximum capacity of my mind to call things into question. Maybe the maximum capacity of a mind in general, period, to do that, but I don't want to go there or that far now. By the way, when you place these, you can use the rotate keys. These or anything else, you can still do that when you're holding them like this. Oh, crap, it doesn't remember the rotation. That would have been nice. So when I increase the puzzle piece, the puzzle system, that is my information matrix, to the max, so that I didn't believe anything anymore, but it was also pretty much dysfunctional. Though I have recovered from that, and I found quite a few things that I think the world need to fucking learn. And no, you haven't heard those yet.
Power low.
And when I say no, you haven't heard those yet, I'm including the videos that you've seen. Did I not accidentally toss something over here? Something rolled away? Oh right, a jetpack canister. We can make one here, right here. Would be nice if I wouldn't waste all of that oxygen though. I mean, that's a lot of stuff in there. And I don't have to, I can just take this empty dude here and put it into the 19 megapascal pipe thing here, because it has less volume and so the pressure will be low. Do I still have that canister on me? Bit confused. Didn't I have an oxygen tank that has... Yeah, here. All the things at the same time. Yeah, so now I would not be wasting that much oxygen. And if I now add a second thing here, I can... no, I don't need a second. Okay, doesn't matter. Pump this empty, please. And then I want... what do I want in my jetpack? Nitrogen? Do we have nitrogen in there? I think so. Yeah. So let's use that then. And I happen to still have a nitrogen filter here that is not yet used up entirely. Nice. And the jetpack, you know what? Let's make it a smart canister too. So in a way, I agree with many people on many sides. I agree with atheists, I agree with religious people, I agree with theists, but of course not the whole way. A bit here, a bit there, a bit and so forth. And I agree a bit with the people on the left, a bit with mostly with the people on the right, and so forth. That's the way it is. So in other words, you can find disagreement with me easily, because I have very strong opinions that I'm absolutely convinced of. And even if we agree in many regards, there will be some regards where I would say, dude, no, just no, and where I would say, yes. And then that's the end of it, because I know I can't convince you. But you sure as fuck can convince me, because for that you have to present information to me that would trigger my information matrix on a higher level, but it has already been solidified there. There are no holes left. At least that's my understanding of 20 years of more close-up investigation that I can tell you was fun to experience. And to do a demanding office job, meanwhile, programming and all that, that wasn't easy, man. But now I'm triumphant, and better than ever.
Hydration critical.
And this will keep improving. Can I take the screenshot in time? Yes. Okay, so after this session, I can make a post about the bug. Man, this is filling so slowly, I make the post right now. Discord. Bug discussion. Control V. Bug problem solved. Screenshot closed. Oh, I'm hungry. This is filling so slowly, even though we have such high pressure. Well, oh, wait a minute. I'm pumping most of the oxygen now into this tank. What a waste. I didn't think of that. That was not wise. Huh. Well, maybe I should anyway have some kind of omni tank from which I can fill anything that I want, and separate tanks that would also be nice. But in my experience, which is not rich because I rarely use these tank reservoirs, but I do have experience. It is, for me, it's best to just have some tanks with mixed stuff and don't care about it. That will just get out what I want. It's not pure, I know. So now here we have 4 megapascals of Jetpack. Ah, the bird takes flight. So temperature here, 400-ish. Yeah, still a bit hot. How hot are we in here? 147. Fuck it. Yeah, this is the furnace is rather wicked in this regard. Rather wicked in this regard that for whatever reason it isn't letting out what's in there right away. And I don't quite understand that. I have ample evidence even on video where I would open the furnace and pump from it, and then what comes out is cold. And it's cold, and it's cold. And then all of a sudden, kaboom, the hot shit comes. Why? What's happening there? That to me strikes me as a bug. Because it's just one container. Why would the container suddenly excrete different stuff? Didn't it just make the put in sound before I closed this? What happened there?
Caution.
It made the Putin sound. Nah. Potato seeds. Let's change the soundtrack. Yeah, I just discovered a bug, by the way. Screenshot. Okay. Edit, cancel, edit, cancel, edit, cancel. Nothing happens. Or does it? No, nothing happens. Okay, but now I confirm without change. And now behold. See? It's adding some stuff at the end. One of the reasons possibly is that I have to turn down the music a bit. One of the reasons probably is that for whatever stupid reason, Rocketworks have chosen to put into their XML files, into their data files, the line feeds as CRLF, so a carriage return line feed. You know, it's from these old machines where you would have some sheet of small thin paper running through it. With little holes that would tell the thing to print which character, and you would run that through the device and it would print out all those characters. My father had one of these, very cool. And you can also, of course, type some stuff and have it print those tapes, and then you can run them through it to play them back again to people who like to do ASCII, usually women, who, and then you can play that back, and then we'll make another poster of that, for example. But that's, of course, not the original purpose. Anyway, these devices, they have like a typewriter. They have this carriage where you're currently typing, and if you ever use a typewriter, you know that when you push the lever on the left to return the carriage to the left, then this will do that, and it will also advance you one line or downwards. So that's the line feed, CRLF. CR is the carriage return, LF is the line feed. And that's still, that was in Windows, that was also on the Macintosh, where it was swapped. There we had LF and CR. And on Linux, thankfully, we only have LF, because who the fuck cares about that other shit? We don't need that. It's just waste. It's just spam. And if you are in Stationeers and in the code editor and you press the delete key, which deletes the keys to the right of the cursor, and you do that near the end of the line, you will observe a bug that's taking place, and I'm convinced that happened because the programmers got confused there with whether their line feed that is in the code, in the text that they're currently editing with their logic, has 1 or 2 characters to it. I bet that's the reason, and I bet that's also the reason for this problem here. Jetpack has been quasi-solved, Pure O2 has been solved, Deep Miner not so much, Greenhouse okay. Safe. Yeah, this thing, fridge, is not so much working yet. For that I need nitrogen. Or oxygen. I have some extra oxygen. How convenient. So we have food, water I can harvest with my mining drill. Stupidly, we can't just pee that out again and clean it up and so forth. I mean, what's the word? In The Sims, they solved this, just said bladder, and that's it, you know? They didn't have shit in there because it's really maybe a step too disgusting. But I mean, in this game, it might even make sense because you could use that as fertilizer. See, The Martian, you know? But maybe that's not a good idea, because marketing-wise, then, of course, you know, people are hateful pieces of dog shit. That's at least my view. When they find an opportunity to hate on someone or hate on something, then they will just do that, because they are confusing the energy that they're writing there in their mind and that their emotion can then get involved in. Like the lefties, when they get involved in yet another idiotic cause for which they want to mold the world in ways that are inappropriate, and in inappropriate ways, to be on that topic again. That's, you know, the higher the level, abstraction, okay, the abstraction hierarchy of the universe, should I talk about that again? No. But let's say, if you're talking about things on a higher abstraction level, let's say the void universe itself, which contains the entire universe, of course. That is what the word means. It means universe, and it contains everything within. So when we think about the nature of the universe, we're thinking implicitly about all the things that are. And so if we're thinking, for example, is the universe finite or infinite, implicitly we're shifting everything in our head slightly around, because we're looking at things from a different light. And this is from the all-containing set, the universe. Therefore, nature rewards us a little bit with these dopamine experiences of novel information being introduced into our heads, which the flat earthers have grown accustomed to the degree that they have become insane. But their insanity requires them to think up new and new concepts to uphold their idiotic worldview, because nothing works there. So they have to keep introducing new information, and so this means that they are stuck on this. They are basically they are insanity addicted. You know, that's what they are. Basically, like the religious people. You know, not to be confused with theists. That's a different story. It's two things. Anyway, all those topics, and I've lost track again. Fuck you. And fuck you again. 148. What is my current will, man? Wanted to get some oxygen to get my cooling going. And here we have low pressure and low pressure again. Those are not too many pipes, so that should be sufficient for the purposes. Let's use a small one first. I just had an idea for the right mouse button click, which teleports things into your hands. Wouldn't it be cool if, when you're holding an item of the same type, but in the case of cables, it would stack them, but in the case of canisters, it would swap them. Because that is often something that you would need. I mean, when would you want that with the right mouse button to be teleported in your hands when both hands are occupied? Well, when the thing that you are holding in your hand that is of the same type is supposed to go into that slot. So, I mean, probabilistically speaking, that might make sense. Pressure too low. Yeah, 1.3 megapascals, minus 5-ish degrees, and it's cooling down further and further and further. We can see that. And only even those are insulated pipes, that's because of the radiator up there. Now I wonder, if I place some potato in there, will I observe that it holds for longer and longer and longer? 7 hours. Holding it? 6 hours. Placing it? 7 hours. So this means the fridge is already taking effect, even though it's open. I wonder if it being open plays a role. But anyway, since this is getting colder and colder here, shouldn't this also increase eventually to 8? Oh, it should, shouldn't it? Nice. I love it when a plan comes together. So when does oxygen freeze again? Why is all this stupid shit here, the reagent, why is that up here, man? Man. I wish I had some extra cash, I mean really extra, to just throw at Rocketworks and say, dude, hire 2 more people, fix that shit. There are so many things here that should be polished and changed and optimized, apart from all the great things you're doing. I know you don't have the resources for that, but you should, man. You should have that. Oxygen. And it freezes or becomes liquid. This is already a problem. Minus 150. Wait, what? Minus 100-ish degrees. Okay, so should remove that soon. 8 hours. 9 hours. I swear this is not edited. I'm recording at 20 bits per second instead of 30, which I have started doing recently for the edits, because, you know, to recompress that introduces more compression losses. So I wanted to keep those low. Can we see the power that's coming in? Do I have a cable analyzer? I don't have a cable analyzer yet. This is ridiculous. I need to make cable analyzers. That's a pretty cool cooling solution. Is this also getting colder? Oh. This should now be faster since the volume is now much less. I mean the effective volume, not the volume in the pipes. That's the same. Should I put that here? Probably not, huh? Hey, wait. How warm is it in here? 38 degrees. Don't mind if I do. That's all that did? Whoa. I expected quite more, I can tell you. Anyway, let's see to that the plants are still well. How well are they doing currently? Moderately well. Okay, let's work on this then. Okay, what are the next steps? This and this I would say are also placed over there, that makes sense. Then we need some cable, and we actually need another power network. Here from the batteries I started this small network. Maybe I should reconsider and rewire that stuff a bit here. Yep. Excuse me. Oh, it's already that late. Man, I have to stop soon. I'm having fun here. I have forgotten how much fun this fucking playthrough stuff is. Oh man, how cold is this? Okay, I think we will make it in time. Yeah. Yeah, the solar panels are definitely working. Maybe I should make some more batteries, but where would I place them? I don't have the room for this, and this was supposed to be the room for that. .273.15 is 0 degrees. And we are almost there, so let's pump it back in.
Waste tank caution.
Oh, there's some liquid pollutant in there. Yeah, I should actually use a pipe liquid drain to get rid of the pollutant this way. Though the pollutant shouldn't be tossed out into space, right? 25 degrees. Okay, what's the next step? This expanded, then I will at least have the option. Or should I could actually... Hey, I could use a condensation valve which extracts the condensing stuff from there into a liquid pipe so it could keep the pollutants around. That sounds like a plan. And so it shall happen. Should I put this in here? No. No. Weird. Man, I had some hope for Renée Zegler that she... Is Renée her first name? I think so, I'm not sure. That she would maybe... that she's not entirely polluted, an entirely polluted garbage mind idiot asshole piece of shit, but I was wrong. I think she's really just completely lost. From the things that I've heard on the internet. If that information is correct, what she said and so forth, her attitudes. I mean, at this thing, they had this movie promotion of Snow White and the 7 diverse CGI characters. I mean, she's playing together with God fucking damn it, with Gal Gadot. Fucking beautiful, everybody agrees. I mean, maybe a bit... okay, let's not go into the details. But anyway, she's Israeli. And Renée Zegler is pretty much on the Free Palestine side. And, well, I'm not gonna utter any opinion on that hot topic, though my opinions on that are fucking strong. Anyway, then she said she was promoting in her tweets the film, you know, which is fine, of course. And then, as a response to that, to her own tweet, and without any context that I'm aware of, I mean, it's not like there was a different tweet in between those, from what I've seen. She said, and always remember Free Palestine. That's what she said there. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Can you be a bit sensitive? You're working together with an Israeli, and was that maybe some kind of joke that went too far because she's the evil queen or something? I mean, dude, what the fuck? But that's only one example of her being a disagreeable person. I can say that. Okay, the temperature is no longer falling. I wonder if the temperature will increase now, because in theory the fridge should dump heat in there. I've never tested this. Has anyone ever tested this? We should observe this eventually. It's easy to remember, not 1 or 2, but 3 digits. Whee! Okay, let's build some deep miner. So what shall be the station layout, basically? Oh, I can place it here, but not here, because there's a crater underneath. So I can place it here. That's cool, I guess. So let's do it this way, then. That's what she said. Here. Oh, it worked here too. Oh, that was a mistake. I am now committed. No, that's not what I intend to do. Welding torch 12 steel sheets. 100%. Good. I approve. Ah yeah, is it finished? Are we done?
So what then? So what? So what? Is it finished? Is it finished? Is it ready? Is it good to go? Is it good? Are we done? Is it ready?
Ronnie sighs. I don't know if I can play the music here. I don't know if that is a copyright problem. I mean, you know. But dude, fucking awesome. Absolutely. I mean, not the current stuff, I think they got a bit... I'm not sure. I listened to some current stuff of theirs and I made some preliminary, pretty much too preliminary judgment to utter in public, so please keep that in mind when I now do utter in public. But my opinion is that they maybe got a bit lost in abstraction. Like we are super energetic and super cool and our music is great and this is the kind of thing that we do. This is the style, and then they were playing back based upon that abstraction instead of playing back on the fundamental emotion that led to that thing that they were doing, which led them to that abstraction. Of course, they're kind of stuck in that abstraction, I think, which is what the current music of theirs sounds like, in my opinion. Where the old one was just a full blast, big balls emotion of music I've never heard before. So how hot is it? 148. What's the next step? We have this thing. I want some steel sheets so that we get the production going. And then we have to think about power networks. And we need steel. Peculiar. I thought we had steel. Ah. When will they change this, man? Either that should be visible, the content, or it should not be visible, but not some, like, both of it. Yeah, but like I said, stretch thin, and they're delivering, man. Currently they're working on robot arms of different kinds. One is for cargo, one is for atmosphere, and one that's, I believe, still the greenhouse thing, will then be able to address slots. So you will be able to change filters on your filtration machines using the robot arm. Yes, for real, that is coming now. I didn't yet make a news episode about that because I haven't yet tested if they can actually be controlled, and I don't have much time because of all the editing and the fucking work. It costs so much fucking time. You're cussing too much. You're fucking too much.
Hydration critical.
Oh, welding torch. I'm still carrying that antiquated stupid thing. Which is of course useful sometimes, but currently not so much. Now we need electronics parts, I think. 5 cable coils. I have 7. Unbelievable. Electronic parts. How many though? Why doesn't it say that? I mean, here it says 4 electronic parts. I will take a screenshot. And here it says, yes, you already have the right tool. Now all you're missing is electronic parts. How many, motherfucker? Good thing I have the screenshot. 4. We need 4. Please do yourself the huge favor and Google the word everything. I'm saying Googling because it's a search engine that I still use, but so I'm used to it. And also, yeah, but because I know it's search results, and I know that then the first result that will come up is the website Void Tools, which have a software that is called Everything, and that finds all your files. Like I press a hotkey. Okay, that's why I was on Jetpack, that's part of the hotkey. Then I typed Ronnie size, and now I see on all my hard disks immediately all the files that have the word Ronnie size in them. Or if I use some key combination to toggle a thing that's in the menu also, I can say even if the folder name or the folder path has that, and the file name doesn't, I will still find the file, even though the file doesn't have that. And it doesn't find file content, only file names and path names. And it has tons of options. I've actually had some email exchanges with the authors a few times, and because he's very approachable and I'm an asshole, because instead of reading the documentation, I thought, hey, that's a good idea. Hey, do put that in there. And he said, hey, it's in there. You have to do this and this. And then I stupidly did that again, and he gave me the same response. I mean, super helpful. He wasn't saying read the fucking manual. I'm realizing if you want a feature, it's probably in there. So you should read the fucking manual. That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
Hunger caution.
and that I have running at the office, and some colleagues of mine also, and I've been using it at home. And it will absolutely accelerate not just the way your daily work with files, but will even change the way in which you work with files, in which you organize everything. You will possibly start using tags in your file names, just maybe some rectangular braces, in other words braces open and then some word and brace close, and then you can search for that, or whatever syntax you think of. And then you can find that stuff immediately. Hey, what was that file that I just saved a screenshot? Then where did that save? Then I would just use that hotkey again. Then I say pick : space. I know that's all I need. And then I see by date modified all the pictures on all my hard disks. It updates immediately, you know. It doesn't rescan your hard disk, it keeps track. Even on servers it can do that, but there it's not necessarily reliable. But you can do a regular rescan. I do that with our company server once a day. And well, when it scans your own hard disk, it will take about 5 seconds for all your 1 million folders and files. That's all it takes. And I can swear, I've been using this for years. It will change the way you use your computer. And then you configure a hotkey in the settings. This will change the way you use your computer and will accelerate it. Absolutely. This is a hot tip. If you haven't done this yet, please do yourself the favor. It is life-changing. Okay, temperature in that pipe is still -102, and the potato, even though that thing is open, is saying 14 hours. Now that was worthwhile, huh? Cool, I've never done this. That's cool, I've done something new in Stationeers. Yay! I have to do rockets at some point. I made a post on my YouTube, and I have to look that up because sometimes my memory just doesn't work like the way I want it to. I will just read it to you once I've clicked, found the right fucking tab. So there's a guy whose name is spelled as following: W-I-K-U-S. I don't know if he's German, possibly Vikus or Vikus or whatever. And I posted Vikus, Arch Stationeer, created a great video about rockets. 51 subscribers right now, which is an inappropriate number that requires fixing. And now he has like 57 or 59 subscribers, so thank you for whoever actually jumped in the boat. That guy has a video up which is really helpful when it comes to making rockets, and I hope to eventually get into that too. And this is possibly also then a very entertaining to do, but I can't make promises because I cannot plan what I will do in the next 10 minutes or tomorrow. Potato. No, wait. So I turned this on, I turned that on, it was complaining, and then I clicked here. No, okay, I don't know, can't reproduce. Four hours? 9 hours. Ha 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 ha. So we need cables. And we need electronic parts. 4. Yes, it was 4, I remember. What's that then? Is that oxygen? That's nitrogen. Ah, but don't mind if I do. Tire 1, Why do they not have this consistency? Fuck, man. I don't understand. How do you even program like that? I mean, I go here. Here they have this search where you can enter multiple substrings, and all of these will then be searched for, and only hits that fit for all of the search terms will be listed. Which is the way I implement my searches also, because it's fucking awesome. But here they don't have that, and I don't understand that. How is that not in a library? I mean, that is so clearly something that screams abstraction. I have done this one time, and it is in all my programs, in every search. That's one. I underestimated the gravity of the stimulation. Beep, 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 beep. So in regards to the fluentness of the identity, which I think is possible, which I think is and might even, well, the thing is, how far have humans so far utilized this ability or this feature, if it is there? So I cannot actually say anything about people in the world who are you know, sexual orientation and gender and all of that. I cannot say. Because I don't know. See, that's my skepticism again kicking in. You thought, oh, he's lost, he's believing that shit. No, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical in all directions. That implies that, of course. That would be tossed out here. And then we need some container for that. And then I'm ready to centrifuge that. Don't I have the centrifuge right here? Didn't I toss it down here somewhere? Oh, it's here. So I don't know if that has actually come into play so far, or if that is just a hypothesis that I have. I'm actually pretty sure it's true, because I have this worldview from which this then logically follows. But this means that I'm not so rabid when it comes to the opinions on that in this regard. From both sides of the aisle, you know, not just from one side. There's only two genders. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, you may have the true belief, and my mind might still be burdened with the process of finding again the truth, still too much mosaic to solve, while other people are already functional. That might well be the case, but I cannot have the belief yet. I do not have the capacity. That's how my mind works, and I'm pretty much proud of that, because this has led to quite some output that where I can only look at people and think, God damn it, how primitive are all of you. Fuck, man. If only I would remember what I wanted to do. Okay, we have the deep mine. I need cables. Need to guide cables over there. We need... well, I always go instinctively indoors when I want some parts that I need. Which is ridiculous. And this belongs in a museum. Heavy cables. Do I not have heavy cables? Maybe they're in the locker. Oh, fuck my life. I just want to see. Is there something in there? Nope. I guess I used them up exactly. Okay, I will take a screenshot of this as a reminder, because I think that's a bug if the fridge doesn't actually have some thermal energy effect on the pipe. Heavy cables. Man, I wish I would have gotten further in this episode, because I do have some things to do now. Some playthings, no. Okay, the deep miner consumes, I believe, 500 watts. And if I have multiple of these running here, 500 watts, I will soon, I mean 10 of them, okay 10 is a bit tall order, but then this guy also, let's just use heavy cables here, fuck it. Oh, these two are connections, I wouldn't have thought so. But which ones? Crap, I need to complete this first. And for this I need 2 steel sheets. A wrench, of course. Oh, that's interesting. I think it has a new look here. I don't remember it looking like this spin is half done. Okay. Let's cable both up, because I will certainly automatically want to empty this eventually. It's super simple. Here's the algorithm. You have to distinguish whether the thing is showing an error. When it's showing an error, there can be 2 reasons for that. 1, and that's what we're aiming for right now, of course, the thing is full, and so it needs to be emptied. 2, the thing is currently open. So we can say if this thing is currently closed, then we go into one program section, and if it is currently open, then we go into another program section. If it's closed, then we say, is it currently showing an error? Aha, so this means the thing is full, so we set it to open, and we jump back to the top of the loop. And don't forget your yield, you know? But if it is not closed, if it is open, then we check whether it is empty. And if it's empty, then we close it. That's all. That's a very simple algorithm. So emptying these things automatically is a joke. Right, there's a cable there, but the cable itself is not anywhere. More cables, please. Yeah, okay, let's get the deep miner running. So we need some chutes, and then that's the end of this episode. This will be an impure solution. I will just pipe that straight into the centrifuge, but it's better than nothing, and better than nothing is better than nothing. Yes, I used the right mouse button finally. Pressure keeps increasing in here. I cannot keep doing this. What's the CO2 ratio? 14%. Okay, that's fine. I will take a screenshot of this again. Crap. Oh, only one. But now it's time to be a bit more harvesty. Moderately well. Why is it outgrowing? Oh, it's 40 degrees. Oh, the fucking sun, of course. Well. See, and that's the thing. I have my helmet open. Why do I not feel that it is warm in here? Why do I have to look down there and see a number? I mean, I love what Rocketworks is doing, but they are strongly biased towards features and calculation and simulation, but they have lost the balance when it comes to impact, to experience. They have this heavy breathing, they have this fade out when you're going unconscious, they have the coughing and stuff like that, but since then I think nothing happened. And that needs to change. And there should be liquid in the pipe, no? Yep. Good thing we don't have much pollutant in here. Oh, that's cool. It's seamlessly in the wall. Or almost seamlessly. Cool. I mean, there should be some expression that I'm feeling rather warm. In Icarus, also by Rocketworks, you have on the left bottom here you have some temperature display, which has some cold area and some hot area and some bars that mark where you're in between and where you currently are. That is at least something, you know. And I like that, and I want more of that in here. I want to experience this world instead of kind of downloading it via looking at numbers and pulling out the tablet the whole time. That needs to change, man. It doesn't. It does have to change. Because I fucking said so. And that should be enough of a reason. Temperature. Yeah, let's cool down a bit further. And I said shoots. Man, I was going in here again to get to print some shoots, which doesn't make sense. All manufacturers are out there. I have them in my stations so often that this is a larger structure in my brain, and probably in those parts that haven't yet been turned into super high-res, you know. And that's why this is kind of lingering and out of control and pulling me ways instead of, you know, shit, man. But okay, I'm getting there. Perfection is the goal, and I will not stop before I've achieved it. Oh, I fall over dead, maybe. Though I do believe in the possibility of immortality. Because, you know, if we are living will, and if the access that we ultimately have, or at least the influence on our physical form, onto that part of our will, basically, is hypothetically limitless. It's a very big hypothesis, of course. If that were so, then Why die? Maybe death itself is optional, and mankind is just too stupid to realize it? To come together, to clean up each individual head, and to clean up the collective head that mankind effectively has? Maybe all that's missing is some sanity, and then they go and elect Kamala Harris and perpetuate President Biden. This is not a pro-Trump statement. This is definitely a contra that statement. I mean, how can you go that way? That's so absolutely beyond bonkers. Mankind. I mean, seriously, reality is calling you to get your head together. We are seeing it manifested around us. The consequences of your internalized insanity that is ages old is manifesting around you, and still you're not stopping. Destroying the Western cultures, for example, by completely overchanging the population makeup, because you can overdo it. And if you disagree, then ask any lefty, what about doing that with white people in Uganda? Hey, let's introduce tons of white people in Uganda. Let's do that. They would say, no, this is, and so forth, you know? Why is that fucking biased? Then it would start with this kind of stupid shit, which is the most racist thing you can ever say, that you cannot be racist towards white people. This is one of the most racist statements you can ever possibly make. That you're saying you can categorically exclude a race, in quotation marks, from the protective shield of the concept of racism. Of the concept of the word racism. That's one of the most racist things you can ever say. God fucking damn it. And it's so clear. I mean, the insanity is so on the sleeve, so fucking screaming. And really, that might be reality calling you to order, telling you your will is now manifested around you. It is time for you to get your head together. It's not like reality speaking like that. I'm just saying it is expressing like that. Why is that not seen? Fuck, man. Why does mankind not wake the fuck up and become sane? Who knows? Maybe immortality is really something we could have. Maybe the universe is really heaven, and mankind is just too dumb to realize it. That would be quite a thing, wouldn't it be? So I need to separate cable networks. For that I need a power switch. Do I have that here? I don't think so. Well, I cannot complete this now, particularly since I don't have enough cables. Cables! Cables! Okay, I think we have printed all the cables now. That's sufficient. Now we need some small cables also. And we need copper for that. There's not as much copper as I hoped. Already? Huh. Yes, all cables are ready. Which is probably how the word already ultimately emerged. Are all the things ready? Are all things done? I mean, like, they're all ready? Okay, I don't know. It's useful to look up the etymology of words. I usually do that to find out what the original meaning was, because words are adrift, and now people would say, well, language is alive, and yeah, maybe, but there is such a thing as too alive, and these years mankind is calling things too much into question without actually I mean, calling things into question, I'm talking. Yeah, but the thing is, I did that carefully. I didn't say everything is invalid, I just said I don't know. But the way the lefties particularly are calling things into question is like they're saying, well, this we don't know if it's right, therefore the other thing is probably right. Dude, you have to do that carefully. We're talking about world engineering here. And civilization as we have achieved it, it's not a cemented thing. We can still lose that. Yes, we can. It can't all go away. It's like they say, peaceful times make soft men, in quotation marks, soft men make hard times make hard men, and so forth. That's the truth, man. And see, that's the truth, man. And when you put your hand down on the hot plate, you realize you didn't want to. So you learn you don't want to do that, and so you don't do this. This is an extreme example. But metaphorically, the people should evolve to the level that they realize, okay, we are now soft men, in quotation marks, but this shouldn't mean that we destroy everything that we have, because it is now so easy. And fuck what is happening here. This is not efficient. Did I cut up a cable maybe? Logic. I'm not sure. I was suspicious of these because they were only at 98% in the morning. Oh man, I'm losing my shit here. Okay, electronics printer. How late is it? It's 4 p.m. Powered. So, I'm a theist who believes that abortion is right as long as the child is not yet a person, as long as the child even doesn't, as long as there is not even the potential for consciousness. I know there's potential for the consciousness becoming, but there's no potential for the phenomenon of consciousness taking place right now. That's what I'm saying. So that goes in there. We have cables to make that happen. Then I need chutes. But I'm also saying that if a woman if the child is already a perceiver, then they stop. No abortion, period. Except, of course, there have been circumstances that have been, you know what I'm talking about, or are circumstances like life-threatening, because then you have to make a choice. And the choice then, of course, would be for the person who is already there. Because, I mean, it's we're in a triage situation. A triage means you pick your best option. And that's then, of course, the mother. But otherwise, but I'm not going to go further into that. I'm just saying that's, I mean, in my opinion, that's the only one right objective position to ever hold in this regard. And everything else is just idiotic. To be fundamentally against abortions, and to say abortion until the date of birth or even after that. That is completely idiotic, man. Absolutely fucking insane. But, like I keep saying, is that the input side? Oh, thank God. Like I keep saying, in my opinion, mankind is literally insane. And I need one more chute. Oh, shoot. Iron, where are you? 4 grams, will that be enough? I think so.
Power low.
And well, on the topic of religion, let's say Jesus is real for a moment. I'm most deeply convinced not to use the word no, because I know that's a problem when I'm talking to minds that are not as far gone as mine. That Jesus is not real, most certainly not. I mean, maybe he lived, but he wasn't divine, you know? Anyway, but the thing is, let's say he is. Let's say there is, when you die, then it's good that you have ever heard of Jesus, because even if you don't believe in him, then you're lost in this in this free space of complete nothingness, and you can dream away, but since you've been born as a human being, you are burdened with all these negative thoughts and fantasies, and so now that you're no longer held down, it's like when you're in a sensory deprivation tank, or when you're on mushrooms, I guess, when you can get lost with your mind. That is how it would be then after death, and I believe there's no afterlife. Whoever's dead is dead, period. Heaven is right here, baby. So yeah, did Hitler escape punishment? Yeah. Suicide, goodbye. That's what happened there. Shit, huh? Yeah, shit. There's nature, baby. Nature is heartless, if you have ever noticed. It's just logical and true. The truth doesn't have a heart, but the truth might be a heart. Maybe we will find that out one day. Anyway, so let's say that you're dead, and then you're not right now, but I mean, if you die, then you are basically in a nothingness. You don't see black, you don't see white, you just exist. I am, just like God would be, maybe. And you don't perceive anything. But you still, of course, perceive yourself, because, well, the only thing that you can perceive is you. It's the only thing that is right now, right? And then you're burdened with all the things that are, then you're not anchored in your body. And I mean, like when you're drunk, for example, when you close your eyes and everything is turning and you would start vomiting, and then you open your eyes again to anchor yourself in the reality around you, which might still be adrift, but still it's better. In this same way, then, being without any anchor of perception of the universe reality, all the things that you brought with you might be terrible. That might be hell, actually. Or purgatory. That might be purgatory, when you have to burn through all these experiences. And you know what? Maybe Jesus is real. I'm not saying he is. I'm deeply convinced he's not. And there's no afterlife. And repeating that in case someone is fucking quote mining here, but you can edit anything if you want. I just recently learned that. Then your knowledge, or you heard of Jesus, and then you would think of him maybe because you're in a kind of desperate spot, and this would then be information, because information may be a form of will having a certain form, and this would be then a form compatible with Jesus sitting there basically waiting for you to reach out, so he can also reach into you instead of overriding your will, which is not the idea. Free will is supreme, and so he would then be able to reach to your reaching hand, and then you would feel, oh, there's someone out there, and he could help you through this. And then you could also find all the others which are also out there living happily in the community of faith, basically in this eternal collective fantasy space that is absolutely free, which is basically what heaven would be then. You know, it would be a fantasy, but it would be real since it's shared. Which is my opinion what the universe is, but let's go back on topic. See, in this way, I'm saying that maybe that is all real, but true faith then wouldn't be that you have to reiterate in your head again and again, well, this Jesus, yes, I believe in him, when someone tells you, like I will do now, he's probably not real and your whole belief is bullshit. Because the way that you came to your belief is complete crap. I mean, people are saying, yeah, well, there's a first cause and that must be God. Well, maybe or maybe not, but how do you get from there to a carpenter who walks over water and reattaches ears? There's just no way you can connect the two of them, so it's not a sound argument. So ultimately, to get to that belief, just because it's a memeplex that evolved and emerged because the most potent idea kept being communicated from person to person, and this then evolved to this memeplex of ideas, which was, that's why we have different flavors of religion, like different, very incompatible branches of Islam. It emerged in this memeplex way without having any meaning or truth value whatsoever, and it was very potent, very strong, and fueled by the people who believe in it, and that's all. See, these beliefs, if you have heard of that, you can hear my skepticism of it without having to reiterate in your head that, no, Jesus is real, yes, yes. Because true faith means that you have no fear. Because why would you fear losing Jesus? You have heard of him, you have found your faith. And so now you can become faithless. You can have faith in not having faith, Because you have heard of him. That information is within you. So if this whole thing is true and you die and then you have to reach out, you can do so because it's in you. You don't have to have faith. You only have to have the idea and, well, the hope in that moment, and this might then transform into the will and the reach and the faith and all that crap. That's easy. It's a 5-minute thing, particularly when you're not burdened by reality streaming into you, by perception and all that. So you should let go. True faith is not having faith. True faith is like what I have. I don't have faith in Jesus, but if I would be in that spot, I would cope, because I don't have a fucking problem. Like, I am more Christian than you are, because I don't have faith in Jesus, but I have heard of him, period. That's enough. Okay, that has been piped up. We need cable here, we need the thingy. Hopefully I can... Ah yeah, and the... can I fix the code is the question. And that's a positive message, isn't it? That you can take away from me. Even if you think I'm an idiot, even if you think I'm full of shit, the right wing or abortion and all of that, you should keep listening to me, because there's always gold stuff that you can take with you, whatever you make of it. Because since I'm such a skeptic, the information space that I have in my head touches all sides of the story. Not just yours, or not just the lefties, or whatever. And certainly ideas that have not been had, because people normally fall in these categories because it's energetically more convenient, but I'm a loner. I have my own ways, and I'm seeking these ways not to have connections with people, but because the only thing I want is the truth. The truth is the highest value that I hold. It's the only thing I really want. Well, and all the things that I hope that come with it, obviously. But hierarchy-wise, that's the container of all the things that I want, the highest element of the set. So we could pipe this from here to there. And that was, of course, clear. Why can you not see that before? Oh, you can, I think. But, I mean, these build ghosts, they revamped them like half a year ago or so, but I think they're still shit, honestly. So let's open this. I will not put a battery in. Or maybe, but if so, yeah, let's put a weak battery in there, yeah. Because it's useless anyway. How many consumers do I have in here? Let's put a big one in there. Oh, does that make sense? Okay, I don't know. Let's put none in there. Turn on. So why is your belief stupid? Because the reasons how you came to them, those are stupid. And let's say, I mean, let's talk about the word truth. What is the truth? The truth is that which is. Or if you're talking about information... that was not wise. If you're talking about information processing and communication, then the truth is, of course, information that correctly refers to things that are, or at least as far as we know. So the truth is that which is. Now if you think in a theistic context, and we're doing that right now because I'm talking about your religion if you have one, then we need to assume that God is the truth. Or was. I mean, you know, some atheists are listening like, blah, blah, blah. Dude, if you cannot tolerate that kind of information in a hypothetical context, then you are mentally ill. Then your information matrix is not pure. If you cannot think about things without getting, in this hypothetical way, then your atheistic position is weak, because you have not come to it by sound reasoning, because you're too, well, let's say your belief is weak. Okay, whatever. And now it's more a matter of information processing than belief in the case of atheists, and I applaud that. I'm on the side of atheists all the way, almost all the way, because they are the ones who bring sanity, who bring reason, who speak out against religion. I hate religion, personally. I think it's the greatest pollutant of the human mind on Earth. And it might actually be that religion is the one reason that we are still mortals, because it keeps mankind polluted mentally, you know? Anyway, so... Is this now powered on? Yes. There's no battery in there, so that necessarily comes from this APC. but let's make sure this is actually so. It is not actually so. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Good thing I made sure. So God would be the truth. Now, this truth would be the highest possible truth. It would be literally holy. It would be that which just is. I mean, you can discuss things away and discern them further into logical mosaic pieces, maybe, but at some point, that's it. That's the end. That's the final answer. And if this is not so, if there's an infinite regression of further and further steps, which there can't be, then that would be the final answer, see? So there's just some final answer, period. And that meaning can possibly never be grasped, because it would be the meaning that contains all potential meanings. That would be the truth, and it would be holy. And do you think it does your God, the most holy thing ever and the most holy being, justice if you just latch on to something that your parents regurgitated because their parents told them that, because many people believe in that book? Do you think that God is proud of your seeking out belief like that? Do you think that is sufficient in the eyes of God? Do you think that? I think you're wrong. Okay, this needs to be turned on. So more cables then. Man, it's so chaotic here, but I have to get the show on the road. This has to work. I think people are hanging out too much with other people, or rather people are caring too much about what other people say, other people's opinions, which pollutes in their own way of thinking, their own way of finding facts, finding truth. Ultimately emotionally biased, out of whack, you know? But that's what I'm here for, to bring sanity. Let the waves crush against me, this rock is unbreakable. Okay, so there's the logic of the thingies, and it goes here, and now that is no longer running, and now it is. So we can close that up again.
Hydration critical.
This needs to be connected. It is connected, so we can start that show over there also. I actually want to do that right now before I continue in here, so later we can, before I close down the video, check... Oh man, it's late already. If we have some success. Okay, turn this on. Bop. And now it will drill down to bedrock, and then it will occasionally toss out some brown shit, which will not be a full stack, but I don't care. I will just do it like this for now. And this runs also, and that's a waste, but I will now fix the solar panels, hopefully. Mankind. I mean, that mankind is stupid and insane is one thing, but they're also not willing to listen. That's another. Throwing towards seeding, throwing towards fruiting, creating one potato. Let's just replant. Seeds. Oh, I can already take one of those. Come on. I mean, okay, let's say we have two streams of Islam, or two streams of Christianity, but in Islam the guys are more fervent that theirs is correct and the others are wrong, which regularly leads to people killing each other, which I find ridiculous and amusing. You heard me. And I mean, amusing in a shakes head kind of way. Why won't they listen? Oh, well, that's what they get then. This kind of amusing. No, not filtration. IC housing. Always check this fucking box. Import. Would be nice if this would be color coded. Maybe. So you know it's the 4th entry and suddenly... Oh no, this doesn't really work. Okay, what are we doing? Start, here, load batch, sense day. Is this thing running, by the way? Or do we have a cabling issue? We can find out easily by me just changing the vertical. Add R0, R0, 90. Let's see if they are moving. They are, okay, so that's not the problem. Load batch, R0, sense day, vertical, sum. Why, though, is this not arriving? I don't get it, man. This is, of course, wrong. I know. I will just... Hey, wait. Was that not wrong? Was that the exact angle of the fucking sun? If you have observed, here it is yellow, flashing yellow when something's written to the device or is written to its stack, and it's flashing green if something's red, as in here. Yellow. I wonder why they didn't do red. Maybe they wanted to keep that clear because of arrows or such, which makes me wonder why when there's an arrow is this thing flashing yellow? Because they established that for arrows. Yeah, why is this then not red for writing? I don't get it. Anyway. I don't have a cable analyzer yet. That's one thing that I wanted to do. And 2 of these even. Or 3, now we have 3 cable networks. I mean, so what I'm trying to say is if there are 2 intense, fervent streams of Islam, different interpretations, I mean, they are saying, well, he wrote it down very clearly, there is no potential interpretation. Then why are there other people of the same kind of thinking who think differently? I mean, why there are 2 or other flavors of Islam if it is so very fucking clear-cut? Obviously it's not. They would now say, well, it is obviously clear-cut, that's why we're believing this. Those people are idiots. But they are saying the same thing, goddammit. I mean, one of you is wrong, but not us. And so I'm saying, if there's a Muslim who believes in this or that stream of Islam, they should think that maybe neither is correct and they need to refine their belief further. Or do they not honor their God enough? Is that not... I mean, they think, well, they honor their prophet by believing what their prophet said, but, well, someone believes that these beliefs are not correct. Do I still have something that I can smelt, maybe?
Waste tank caution.
Probably not. So maybe you owe it to yourself and your prophet to refine what you believe, to call things into question. Or you're unworthy of him. Is that not something that you fear, that come Judgment Day you will hear, why did you not see the other prophets? But Muhammad was the final prophet, he said so. Dude, no, I sent another prophet. I mean, are you really certain enough to risk your eternal fucking fate? Isn't that what it comes down to? But I mean, the idea of hell is of course ridiculous. I mean, it's the simplest possible concept. If you want to convince someone, and they are, let's say, easy to talk to, as in they would believe all kinds of stupid shit if you tell them that, and then a massive religion emerges, and that then has enough mass to convince people who would not believe any stupid shit that you toss at them, but now it has this energy which is so very convincing, and so the old illness has become the new illness. Anyway, if you would want to convince someone, one way to do that is of course fear. It's what politicians, for example, still use these days as a standard tactic, which is often actually justified, so that makes it even more problematic. Justified fear, I mean, and therefore justified tactic. What is happening? Why are they back there again? Didn't I add 90 degrees? I didn't? Alright, I remember, yeah. So the simplest possible concept, how can you strike the greatest possible fear into the mind of someone who would consider any and all possibilities? When it comes to God, for example. Well, you will live forever in heaven, or in hell. Hell, what's that? Hell is a place where you will experience for all eternity exactly the opposite of what you want, or to be more precise, maybe, or to be more to the point, since people are not so aware of what they want and don't want, idiots. You will be on fire, but your body will not be undone. You will just experience the process of the fire undoing you in pain and decay, but you will not actually decay. You will just keep going, and that is what will keep lasting tomorrow and the next day and the next day and then the next day. And after a quadrillion gogolplexes of centuries, it will still be just the beginning of it, because it will never end. Never. That's the concept of hell. The ultimate possible eternal suffering. And this is one of the simplest possible concepts ever. Do you not think that people have come up with that many times over history? That is not one guy who came up with it, or actually God told them to warn the followers, or rather the ones who don't follow, but instead someone made that shit up 100 times? Is that not what you believe? Is that not clear to you? Why do you fear hell? If it is so probably made up. So power coming in is 1 kilowatts. That's a bit little, but it's probably the shadow there. Then we have 700 watts actual being gobbled up by this cable network, which is a combination of this cable network and this one. Case in point, 955 watts, 755 watts. Yeah, it's going to be a bit crappy in here. I mean, have you noticed? And 155 watts are being used in here for what? I wonder. I mean, oh right, the lamp must be on. But 155? Well, then we have this 10 watts here, 10 watts there, 10 watts there. Yeah, some things. Why do I have a light flowing around here? Okay, let's check out the deep miner, huh? %65%. Let's see where they go if I don't do any coordinate adjustment. They move, okay. They move in, okay, way too far. Let's see what, if I add 90 degrees, it can only be 8 possibilities. Either it's 90 degrees in this way that I add and add and add until we have had all 4 sectors, or it is a subtraction off from the angle that I'm getting in this same way. What power is coming in, or rather... Ah yes, okay, this looks better. I think we have it. So that has apparently been solved. The plants are moderately well, because it's 37 degrees again. Fuck, man. I didn't do that thing yet with the liquid drain in the tank. So I will get those and place them on the ground here, so that I remember that next time. And the deep miner is running, and we have pure oxygen, and our jetpack is refilled, and so forth and so on. Nice success. Good session. And good talk, huh? Let's make a drain, if we can. Please. 5 grams of iron. 2 grams of iron. Hilarious. Well, the tank will probably take a bit more. Should it be an insulated tank? No, I will not insulate that tank. It shall equalize its temperature with the surrounding environment, whatever that means. Else I might be stuck with pollutant that is way too hot, way too cold, way too whatever. It feels right. Steel, 5 grams, that's not enough grams. I don't have that steel. Crap! So, the air should be cold enough now. Yeah, we're at 0 degrees. Exactly. Thriving towards fruiting. Thriving towards fruiting. Thriving towards fruiting. It's that simple, man. All you need is the pressure from 50 to 100 kilopascals normally. CO2 above 1%. Of course, no pollutant and N2O on volatiles too much. That would be bad. N2O also? I'm not sure actually. And the light and darkness rhythm, and the temperature have to be correct. Okay, I said it's that simple. But okay, this list was exhaustive, that's really all. And you would take care of these parameters anyway if you're living in that same environment. The idea is of course to make a greenhouse here. Potato seeds. And for the greenhouse I want more plants. That's why I'm keeping the seeds around. This can be closed. And what's the percentage now? Or rather what's coming in here. Yeah, almost 3 times 500 watts. Very, very good. Very good. Okay, that has been done. Let's check out the deep miner and then that's the end for today. One thing had to happen, didn't it? That works. Should change the soundtrack, huh? Not worth it. Not now. Aha, there we have something. And the guy is turning. And the guy is turning also. And here we have a nice bowl, a nice dish, where that stuff could roll. And I will actually build on that concept, why not?
Hunger critical.
Shut up. So, problem solved. Alright, it cannot toss anything out because I have to open it. Stupid me. What do we have in there? 18 iron, 1 gold. So, the mining operations, they are a go. And with that, I say goodbye.